Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekly's YouTube channel. Today we're here in Tampa, and today we are continuing with the pirate theme for this week. And today we're going to be riding on the Tampa Pirate Water Taxi directly behind me. It's gonna be so much fun. Make sure you stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. All right, y'all, like Louis said, we're here. We're back in downtown Tampa. So yesterday was gasparilla. So yeah, links to that video down below. Pirates were everywhere. So definitely go check out that video. It's a pretty cool video. So yeah, so we're gonna hop on the pirate water taxi.
Yeah, we're gonna get a nice little tour around the area and check out some of the hot spots. Get to learn a few tidbits of history and some trivial knowledge. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, should be pretty cool. So with that, Louis is gonna turn on his Relive app so you guys know exactly how long it takes. I don't think we're actually gonna get off the ferry at any point in time, or the taxi rather. And then we're going to just cruise around. Yeah. And then point out things that we've done here in Tampa and link those videos for you guys to check them out.
All right guys, so we just got checked in. The pirate taxi runs every hour on the half hour. Gave us some wristbands. We booked our tickets online. You save $2 if you book online. If you're a Florida resident, you can also get a discount, which is nice. So they were $27 for Florida residents, plus taxes and fees. I think we're $55 all in for the both of us today. And that gives us a full one-day pass. They do offer annual passes as well. If you live in the area, you can kind of ride it around. But they're a bit more. Do you remember?
So I think it's like $200 a ticket.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit more for an annual pass. And one of my big gripes with the water taxi is that they don't offer single, one way. It'd be nice if you could just ride up the river. Although they don't advertise it. I did ask here at one point, and they did tell me that you can get that. I think it's like $20 is what they charge for a one-way up the river, which is still pretty pricey. But it is an option if you want to do the river walk, which is fantastic. You know, nice little stroll, something free to do here in town. You want to do the river walk, and then you want to, not walk it back. You can take the pirate taxi, although, like I said, then it's not free. If it's going to cost you $20 per person. You may be better off renting a Lime scooter if you feel comfortable with that.
No.
All right, so here's some information about it. It is 14 stops all day. They're going to give us some history and some information. There are two routes. There's a southern route, which we are here by the convention center now. So this is the place where you can pick up both routes. The southern route here is going to go around Harbor Island and then also near Davis Island. So part of the map is cut off here. And then return back here. It says about an hour on that one. It's going to take you over by the Victory ship, the Florida Aquarium and stuff. And then there's also the northern route, which goes up the river here and ends at Armature Works. It actually used to go a little bit further. There's a restaurant out here that they used to stop as well, but they stopped going that far. And let's say up there and back takes you about an hour as well. So if you're here at the convention center, this is like the central hub, and it's going to leave every hour on the 30-minute mark. And this is a really neat area here by the convention center because they also do a lot of rentals. You can do bike rentals, some stand-up paddleboard rentals. Like this mega stand-up paddleboard is pretty awesome. They do some kayaking as well. And there's a couple other options here available at the pirate taxi. See, not just the pirate taxi, but you can also do the Lost, Pearl, or the Bay Rocket. So let us know in the comments below if we should do one of those. Here's a look at the jet boat. That looks pretty awesome. I've not actually seen this one out in the water, but I mean, being a jet boat should be pretty fast. Looks like a lot of fun. And you were asking about if we could kayak here ourselves?
Yeah, so I think we could bring our own kayaks.
Yeah.
And kayak around here. That might be something to do. So we do have a second channel where we have kayaking and all of our jet ski content. So we'll link that right here so you guys can check that out. Maybe we'll come back and we'll kayak because we actually have jet skied through here before. Yeah,
so I have seen Facebook meetup groups where people do meet here with their kayaks and they actually kayak the river here at nighttime.
Oh!
I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Okay, yeah, we'll look into that.
And so if you don't know, they light up the entire river here at night. It's really beautiful. It's a great place to walk. That's why we enjoy the river walk so much. It's a great free date night, kind of, especially on the weekend, during the week if you need to get out of the house, come down here. But yeah, all the bridges are lit up with LEDs and stuff. It looks really cool. And one more thing too, I guess in this dock here, they do normally have some rental boats as well. They have some little tiny, they look like speed boats. They also have some classic car looking ones that you can rent here. I don't know what the prices are on those, but you do see people often puttering up and down the river with those. Christine made the point that she doesn't think that those boats would probably be good out in the bay, which is true. I probably would. They're better in the river. They're kind of small boats, but I have been out in the bay with my jet ski and seen people with those rental boats out there.
I think that people just don't know it's probably not a good idea to do that because the bay can get pretty chopped, especially in the inlet
Right.
where
Well,
it's coming in.
I've also seen a lot of people rent the kayaks, particularly from Armature Works on the north end of the river, and then paddle down and then not be able to get back up too, and then they have to like hold on to a boat or something. So it's gonna be know your limits.
Yeah, so this is what Louis was talking about, like the old-timey car boats, right? So that's kind of cool. So maybe we'll
Yeah, the retro boat rentals.
Oh, okay.
These are the mini power boat rentals here.
Okay, that's cool.
So those are really small. They're less than 10 horsepower. It's not, in my mind, my book, that's not a power boat. They look the part, they're not really.
Okay. And then I believe these are the all-electric boats. Yeah, the e-boats. So that's pretty cool.
Are they e-boats?
Yeah, e-boats right there. E-boats Tampa. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's all
luxury
electric.
boat rentals. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, guys, so here on the right is the Jose Gasparilla boat. So during Gasparilla, which is our Pirate Fest every year, this is the boat that the crew comes in, goes over to the mayor and demands the keys of the city. Mayor Jane, being the rock star that she is, does not give in to terrorists and does not hand over the keys of the city. Therefore, the pirates run amok. Now, typically, this boat is always anchored here in like the channel area, but it's not against the convention center. Typically, it's more over on the right-hand side. So typically, it's right where like there's white tents. Thank you. Right. Typically, it's docked right where those white tents are. And I'll put some video in here where we actually jet skied past that last summer, I think. So yeah.
All right, so we're about to start our pirate water taxi journey here at Stop 7, the convention center, and it's time to get boarded. So let's go.
So the parts of the river walk where you can buy alcoholic beverages and walk up and down. So it's like one of like the wet zones in Tampa. But with this, there is happy hour on the boat. So Monday through Thursday from 4 to 7, you actually can drink on the river. So I don't know if there is a bartender on the boat with you, or if you just buy them on land and then drink on the boat. I'm not sure. But as long as they're in this Tampa Bay River Walk Cup, it's not BYOB, you can drink during that time. So there you have this really cute like seating areas. There's some Adirondack chairs and some benches. So we're going to hop on the first route here in a second, and this is the Island Connector.
Yeah, so that's only really this is the main stop. The other stops are a little bit more barren, sparse.
So one thing we just learned is that if the tide is too high, or if there's barges or something in the way, they may not be able to stop at every single location. So specifically Davis Island.
Yeah, so today said both Davis Island stops are closed, but it's still worth it though to go around if you're going to the aquarium, the Victory ship, or just want to get some history of the area, which is what we're here for. Thank you. We go over here. All right, so we just got on the boat, ready for our tour. Let's go.
Fun fact, there are bathrooms on here, so I'm sure they're probably marine bathrooms, so make good choices.
So we are pulling away from the convention center area, and we're gonna head on down towards the aquarium. So over here, there are some jet skis. These are part of Jet Rider.
Hello everyone. How y'all doing?
It's a boat rental club, basically. We looked at renting there once. It was like $500 to get started, and it's like almost $500 a month. And we passed by a Molly Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning play. And here's Harbor Island, the most expensive place to live in all of Tampa. Single bedroom apartment start at $5,000 a month, and condos start at $800,000. So they did say Harbor Island was built based on phosphates from when they left over from when they were doing phosphate mining here. So this is a man-made island. And here's the Tampa Bay Historic Center. So this is a really nice museum. We've been in there, but they don't allow filming, so I did not make a video of it. But if you're looking for some more information on history of the area, it's a great place to go check out. There's also a Columbia Restaurant Cafe, which is a smaller offshoot of the Columbia Restaurant down in Ybor City. The one in Ybor is actually the oldest operating restaurant in the entire state of Florida. But if you don't want to go to the original one, you can go to this cafe right here. And here we have a view of the yacht Starship. We've been on these before as well. They kind of do like dinner cruises. They're a lot of fun. We actually plan on maybe doing one sometime in the future as well. And they also have offshoots in Clearwater. That's the one that we rode, not these ones here. This is an active port, so they're pulling in a big cargo ship over there, or oil tanker or something. And you can see those tugboats there, hard at work. I can also see there is a Carnival ship in port right back there. Hopefully we'll get a good look at that when we go around. But yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting thing. We've ridden our jet skis through here too, and it's kind of interesting being that close to something that, you know, that big when you're on a tiny little jet ski.
And that building right there, right past the Starship, is Sparkman's Wharf. There's a bunch of like restaurants and a place to kind of hang out. So in Sparkman's Wharf, they have this place called the Hampton Chocolate Factory. So if you're into ice cream and big old ice creams and things like that, definitely check that out. It's a little pricey for what it is, but it's pretty cool. So there you go. And that ship right there, that is the American Victory. It's a merchant marine vessel, and that is a museum.
Yeah, so we've done a full tour of that ship as well, and that video is on our YouTube channel. We'll link that below. It's a really neat ship to check out. So again, if you're looking for more things to do in Tampa, definitely recommend that one.
So now the Starship is out of the way, it's our turn to go dock. All right, so now I'm gonna pick up at Sparkman's Wharf, and now we're gonna head on to the next stop. Ready?
Let's go.
So there is Sparkman's Wharf. That is where there's a lot of like restaurants and things like that. So bowling alley, that's where the Hampton Chocolate Factory is. There's I think a couple distilleries there, bowling alley, and some places to try out for restaurants. Now the cool part is that there are 3 cruise ship terminals here in Tampa. We have Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean. So right there is the Tampa Aquarium with the red building right there. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, we love the Florida Aquarium. So you guys are seeing 2 things here. To the left is the Florida Aquarium, and then over to the right is the American Victory ship. That is that ship we was talking about earlier, with it being a merchant marine vessel. So it's super cool.
What they're telling us is that when they cut down the mangroves over here, which is quite expensive, the residents here paid to have someone paint the murals on these oil reserve containers. That way these folks over here have something to look at. Well, we are going to get a look at a lot of houses along the way here today. I can tell you, these ones are pretty cute. They're like little Key West type style houses. I like them. So there's a good look at some of the houses on Davis Island. And right back there is the airfield where they were just telling us that apparently it runs the same direction as the MacDill Air Force Base. And at one point, one of those big C-8 cargo ships flew in from Iraq and landed there on accident instead of at MacDill. They did not have enough room to take off again, so they had to take all the fuel, all the cargo off, and eventually barely made it back out of there. So here we are at the Davis Island stop. So they did apparently have room to dock here today.
So I think this is stop 8A. 8A. So there's one more Davis Island stop out.
Yep.
Now we're going real fast.
It's a roller coaster now. So they did say that this other pirate taxi here is for charters, so you can rent that one. But unfortunately, we cannot rent this boat. That'd be my option. There's also the Tampa Fire boat too that we saw yesterday. So there are all the rental boats. This is where they must dock them when they're not in use. But yeah, you can see them all over there. See some of the Sprite boats down there too.
Yeah.
We do get some great views of the city from the water. Always a great place to see any city. And there we have a view of what was voted America's ugliest building. Although I don't think so. I think it's unique, but a lot of people say it looks like a toilet bowl prison. And they're not wrong. This other building here is a bank building. I've always kind of thought it looked a little bit like Hogwarts, maybe from the side. I know that they recently had the roof replaced on that. And that would have been a heck of a job to hang on to the side of that with those at that angle to replace that roof. And look at that boat, that's a nice one there. Always fun to do some boat shopping, some house shopping along the way. Here we get a good view of Tampa General Hospital. So you can see the original part of the brick building right there. That's the original smokestack that they used to power the building, not the crematory. But it is a beautiful building, and it's sitting on prime real estate, as all this is Davis Island. Like I mentioned, this is all some of the most expensive real estate in the entire Tampa area. A better view of the Jose Gasparilla pirate ship from the water, along with the Tampa Convention Center. And just like that, we're back at the dock. So we're going to hop on over to the other boat and head on up the river.
It's a little chilly, but that was a lot of fun. So we're going to hang out here until the other captain's back, and then we're going to go up the river.
And we just got on the boat, so we're going to head on up the river and check out the sights on up there. Here we go, pulling away. Pulling away from the dock. And so we're going to get another look at the Gasparilla boat, because we're going to head on up the Hillsborough River right down there. And we do get a look down the river here. This is Bayshore Boulevard. So, as we mentioned yesterday, it is the longest continuous sidewalk in North America, 6 miles long, and I am trying to get this one to walk it with me one day.
Well, last video, if it gets 10,000 likes, I'll walk the whole thing. Both ways, because there's two. It's one trip, right? Down and back, it's 12 miles. You want to walk 12 miles?
You can take an Uber back.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Alright, here we go under the bridge. And here we're getting a look at the Riverwalk. This is all under construction though. It doesn't normally look quite like that because they are building a brand new luxury condo apartments right here. Those are going to be pretty pricey though. And here we get a look at some of the crew art from all the row crews from all the different schools that come up here and paint the graffiti whenever they win some of the races up and down the Hillsborough River. Here's a look at that. America's ugliest building. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is it really that ugly? I don't think so. And here we get a look at the Kennedy Bridge, which is 120 years old. Here's a look at that Regent's Bank building. So like I said, it kind of looks a little bit like Hogwarts.
Out of place architecture.
A really tall Hogwarts.
All over the state of Florida.
Here we get a look at the Henry Plant Museum. So this is now part of the University of Tampa. There used to be a hotel. Babe Ruth and Theodore Taylor have stayed there. Theodore Taylor.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Taylor. Are you new here?
Getting confused. So we made our first stop here now at Curtis Hixon Park. So this is kind of a really cool part of the city where they'll offer a ton of different community festivals and things. And they do the St. Patty's Day festival happens right here in this park. But it's part of the Riverwalk. There's oftentimes some free concerts and stuff that are going on right here. So this is a great place where you can stop and hop on off and experience those concerts. Curtis Hixon Park is named after, he was a former mayor of Tampa, 3-time mayor. And here we go, look at Tampa's Museum of Art. So what major city would be a major city without an art museum? And this is ours. It is pretty neat, and there's also sculpture right out front, right back there. If you can see it through the trees, there's a woman's head. It's kind of neat. Art museums aren't typically my thing, so I've not been in there yet, but maybe someday. And this is my favorite bridge here. So this is the railroad. So like I said, Henry B. Plant was a railroad tycoon, and this was built to for his railroad to go through here. It's not operable anymore, so they just leave it up all the time. But it's got a lot of graffiti. I think it looks really neat. Oh, they are telling me actually that's still in use by the CSX to take corn syrup to a local corn mill.
Yeah, it only drops twice a day, they said.
Yep, well, it comes down twice a day. I've never actually seen it down though. That's surprising. And here we're looking at the Straw Center. This is a great place here where all our Broadway plays come through. We've gone to a couple of shows there. Really enjoy it. And here we go. We get a look at Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park. This is where we come for Boom at the Bay. So this is where they have their 4th of July celebrations. And it's also where the crew boats are stored. Yeah, for when the colleges were at row crew, they go right there at those docks. We're going to see if this the flagpoles on this boat make it or not. That's gonna be close. Oh, they hit.
Nope. Look at that noob, not lowering his flags.
Still celebrating gasparilla, which was yesterday. Got the pirate flags, Jolly Rogers flying. There is a bat house back there. Part of the reason why we don't have very many mosquitoes here because all the bats eat them up. There's a Eulalie. There's a restaurant right over there. We've not tried it, but there is a historic springs right through those bridges, all natural, and it's really beautiful. They did a lot of refurbishment, and they built that restaurant to make that area a lot cleaner and more pretty. One fun fact that we just learned is that little indentation right over there. Apparently there was a Confederate warship that was chased by the Union Army up the river here, up the Hillsborough River, and that's where it came to rest. The Union Army set it on fire and sunk the boat, and that boat stayed underwater for, I guess it's still there.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
So I've never seen that. I don't know if there's a plaque. We'll have to check that out at some point. A little interesting bit of history. You having fun?
Yeah, I'm a little cold though, but I'm having fun.
We did pick a cold day to do it.
Yeah, we did.
But the professional weekenders, we're not scared.
Alrighty.
Never scared. It was freezing.
I would definitely say that the river route is the more popular route. We had the Davis Island route all to ourselves this morning. And it's been people on and off on this boat the whole way.
It's so fun though.
So here's a shot under I-275. So this is the major thoroughfare through Tampa. So we drive this road all the time. And it's also one of the most congested. They said 7th most congested highway in America. Here we get another look at some of the Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park. Oh, as well as those, there's that bat house. So all these bats here eat their own weight in mosquitoes each day, and that's what helps keep Tampa Bay mosquito free. I don't know what bridge this is, but we're getting a shot of it anyways, just in case. All these bridges do open up, and get some neat looks at some of the gears and stuff when you go underneath of them. They open them up for like sailboats and things that have to go by. Massive gears on those things. And here is the Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park. So this is where we come for 4th of July celebrations, boom at the bay. As well as there's that crew boathouse where they'll dock those cruise ships, or not cruise ships, they're not really ships or boats, but dock the crew boats right there. All the college kids will get off and, I don't know, do whatever they do there. But here's a good look at the sculpture. So this is apparently modeled after the Florida mangroves, which kind of makes a lot of sense now that she says it, but I had no idea what this was before. Apparently the sculpture got little holes in it too that kind of the wind blows through there and whistles and keeps the birds away. So they said they don't really have to clean that sculpture very often because the birds kind of tend to stay away from it, so you don't get any bird droppings on it.
So our guy was telling us at the River Center that they house 500 boats there. That's a lot of boats with the big like river crew boats.
Here by the Strass Center, you can see there's one of those little so there's the Airstream where you can actually pick up some of those drinks if you want to do some of the river walk drinking. Here is the other side of the CSX train bridge. This is the Kennedy Bridge. So that bridge was named after Kennedy because he drove over it just a couple days before he was assassinated. They renamed it. And here we get a look at some of that crew graffiti. I always thought these apartments here were pretty neat. We kind of talked about maybe moving in there when we first moved down here. Would have been pricey, but would have had nowhere to go, no outside. Where would Liberty go to the bathroom? She wouldn't.
For like a studio apartment, it's like $3,800 a month.
1,300?
3,800.
3,800. Yeah.
One bedroom for a studio.
It's pretty pricey. All right, and there are the crooked porta-johns from yesterday. I can only imagine what they must smell like today. Not good, especially after all that's been rolling downhill.
Alright guys, just like that, we are back on land. So that was a fun day on the water taxi. Lewis is gonna plug in his relief footage right here so you guys can see exactly how far we went and long we went and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, here's this guy with your pro tips.
Alright guys, so we had a ton of fun, and here are your pro tips. I'd say number one is it is a great way to see the city, especially if you're not from Tampa and you just kind of want a general overview of what Tampa has to offer. There's plenty of little stops along the way with the aquarium, with the Liberty ship, with dining, you know, from Eulalie and Armature Works, as well as you get to take a look at some of the houses and some of the boats around. It's a really good time. Pro tip number two is make sure that you get those discounts, because if you are a Florida resident, you can save quite a bit. It's only $27 when you buy online. I think normally for non-residents it's $40. We'll put those prices up on the screen. But yeah, so make sure you get those discounts by purchasing your tickets online, and either way you'll save a little bit of money. Pro tip number three is just kind of be aware that there are two separate routes here, that there is a southern route and a northern route. So if you do want to experience both, you do have to switch ships, and that is here at the main terminal, which is at the convention center. So don't think that, you know, one ship gets to the convention center, it's not going to continue on the southern route. You have to switch ships, and the whole thing's going to take you about 2 hours. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Really help us out. With that being said, we're out of here, and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
All right, so we're about to start our...
And just like that, we are back at the starting point, number 7 for us. And then... I'm not for you guys, don't worry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, and now we're just getting on the boat, heading on up.
Round trip.
Round trip back here.
So there are a number of people that... yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Oh, I guess you're right. Okay. Oh, you're right. Okay.
It's one of those plastic jellies, though. A couple of them.
Yeah. I got that.